The end result of many weeks working on this 3-piece shad swim bait. 7 1/2 inch long, door hinged, big beefy door hinge joints. Isn't that beautiful? I forgot to give these molds a nice little Vaseline brush down really quick. Not exactly necessary. I like to do it though. Makes them really easy to open, especially on the wood. Good enough. Mixed up and vacuumed silicone right here. 30 ounces of it. Started that pour a little excessively. Let's calm down. Gonna make the jump. Ooh, okay. That was way too much silicone mixed up. Way too much. Now I know. There's probably like 5 ounces in there. We filled these in the morning. It is now nighttime. Let's see how sticky this clay is. Not bad at all. For some reason it's really sticky in there. It's not wanting out. Yeah, this has turned into a scrape job. Alright, I'm gonna save that for later. Hopefully the rest of these behave. I don't know why they would. There's way more undercuts and stuff for the clay to get caught on in these. Scales. Boy, I'm not feeling good about this. That's a lot of clay I need to be careful removing. I don't want to smush it into a crevice and lose that detail. So I'm going to save that for later too. I'll get back to you with some silicone mixed up. Dude, I just had a deadly itch on my arm. Almost dropped this whole bucket. Oh man. Start with the tail piece. Just throw the mass. Don't need that anymore. I got the mold. When there are imperfections to be had, it's usually on the tail fin piece. It's hard to get that thing to lay flat on the second flip over. You see that stuff on the edge? Right there and over here. I can peel that off. But there's some cleanup to do next. That's a clean one. Last and most significant, the head piece. Wow, this one's looking perfect too. That was a smooth molding process. That was good. Half ounce, only in the front piece. That's what I'm trying first. I got vents cut, so the air should find its way out. I'm trying to just pour this as easy as possible and quick and see if it works, and if it does, awesome. And if it doesn't, make it so it does. Give it some squeezes. That's the tailpiece mold. I plan on doing something a little different. This is some of my clear coat and a single drop of red resin dye. And I'm gonna mix it at this speed for like 3 minutes. Scrape the sides, might even put it in the vacuum tank. We'll see how many bubbles are in it. To that red, I forgot, I was gonna add this. A very, very sparkly black. Diamond Battleship Gray. So it's gray, it's not black. Anyway, that'll give it some extra detail visibility on the stuff we carved into that tailpiece. I'm mixing more bubbles into it now, even though I just vacuumed it. Lovely. Just don't give it the option to not fill up, and it will fill up. Perfect casting. There's gonna be some flashing. Paint will go on this, by the way. This one's gonna have blue clay in it, but it's okay. I'll just keep it. It'll be mine. And it's the prototype. Oh, I didn't even show you guys the air vents and the sprue I cut for it. Air vent right there, air vent, sprue. Simple stuff. I usually just try to do one air vent on each side of the bait and the sprue in the middle, if I can get away with it. And I definitely can get away with that. Perfect casting. Middle piece, no weight. I might regret that. It might be better to put weight in the second piece. Tail's gonna have to wait. Ooh, yeah, fingerprint. Now you all can identify me in a very inconvenient way. It's still sticky. Good old resin baits. Used to be most of what I did. I went through a phase where I wanted a mold of everything I did, and I just made resin baits. I've given up trying to cling to past designs. Keep moving on, keep thinking of new stuff. But maybe I was wrong, because this is beautiful. This is amazing. I can have a casting in 3 hours, and I don't have to carve for 3 weeks. I'm down. I could really get ambitious and try to sell blanks of these to you fellas. Hire a production blank making team. It'd involve a lot of sanding. A lot of this. It'd be boring. Maybe I won't do that. If there's one thing that's worth saying no to for money, it's probably sanding. Yeah, this is bringing back my appreciation for resin baits though. Did I tell you why I'm doing no fins on this bait? Because I think it's gonna look way more interesting without fins. It has the actual anatomical shape of a shad body with bumps and everything where fins would have came off of. But it's just a simplified 3-piece slab of a lure. I just didn't feel confident either that I was gonna be able to make fins look good on this. They just look chunky, and you can't ever really achieve that thin, perfect transition into a pointy fin coming like the real fish, you know? It's the next day for this tail piece. Sticky, sticky. Oh, it's grabbing that mold. Yeah, it doesn't want to let go. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Nice and fleshy. This resin has a bit of flex to it, and I'm sure it became even softer after adding the dye and the pigment and stuff. Nonetheless, over the next 72 hours, it will be hardening. It'll get harder than it is now. Right now, it's unacceptably soft. Like, that soft. Also, I wanted to point out, even though it's got like all of that flex, it's not sticky at all. Perfectly dry. Maybe it's gonna stay like that. And maybe that's kind of cool. Maybe I found a neat little thing. Anyway, I'm gonna paint this up here pearl white and silver and kind of make it match the body. Time to paint, starting with white.
And of course there were cries to defund the police, and wow, those have quieted down.
So directly under the blue line goes silver. That really broke up that blue line. It's still there, but now it's confusing, you know? That's good stuff. I need to do that more down here with the red, the pearl white back out. We're needing a shad dot. I'm gonna cover up a lot of that red on the chin too with some pearl white. Probably some scale tipping. Yeah, this is probably gonna get montagey. Okay. We are back with even more wind and even more cold. And our convenient little test pool is completely frozen over, so I gotta walk all the way to the channel. Nothing like a treacherous mile-long hike to get your blood pumping and stay warm though. I left one of my gloves at the truck. Dang it. This hand is cold. Let's see if we can get some sufficient action video. It's a floater. It's a very, very heavy float. It dives, wow. Classic 3-piece swim bait action. That's fantastic. Super quick to get going swim. That looks delicious, wow. I know there's no catching a fish today. I'm essentially fishing topwater in the middle of February while it's 30 degrees out. But I just like fishing, casting, not fishing. Many times I'm used to not getting fish on them, so it's no big deal. Can you imagine if I provoked a 40-inch muskie to come to the top and hit this? That'd be catch of the year right there. That's lovely. It can be burned in really fast. Yeah, it's getting kind of hard to fish because there's so much ice even here. This is some desperate fishing right here. This is going to be a very fun bait to fish with though. Just look at that. Just wants to swim. Never mind, I dropped it. And then I found it. Turns out this thing swims very nicely. Still have yet to figure out all of the slow sinking, like moderate sink. This is a heavy float. You will be seeing more of this later. This is a hard bait that I can reproduce a lot of, so I will catch a fish with one of these. Look forward to this making it official soon enough. We'll get there. On to the next bait. Don't need that anymore. I can peel that off. Smush it into a crevice. Simple stuff. This is turned into a scrape job. Right now it's unacceptably soft. I definitely can get away with that. It's no big deal. Squeezes.